What's up, guys? Welcome back to TFGoose Gaming. I'm TFGoose here with Vendetta, and we are bringing you the second part of our Arcology series. A little multiplayer gameplay here where we're playing at the same time here in the same region and do a little flip back and forth between the cities during the video here so you can kind of see what we're doing and give you a little commentary on what's going on. Vendetta, why don't you bring us up, kind of up to speed on where we left off last time?
All right, so last time I had started with my soon-to-be Electronic City, Electronica.
Yeah, it's coming. Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. We started out with your city, though. You're doing just a basic RCI build, trying to provide some services to the region. I believe you're actually going to end up starting another city, too.
Yeah, that is the goal. I wanted to basically get something in place here to provide water, power, and poop, service to the region, or at least to the first couple of cities here that we do on our quest to build the Arcology here. And yeah, as you can see right there, I just placed the sewage treatment plant, which is the kind of the second tier, of the sewage options there. You get that after you build the department utilities, along with the water plant, the water pump station, and what's the other one that we do here?
Finance. We have finance.
Yeah, we did the finance as well. That's right. Yeah, we definitely get that cooking for sure. And that right there, actually, that's a good screenshot. Again, we covered that in the last video there, but optimal tax rates, 12, 11, 10 down the line, basically get you the most amount of revenue for the most amount of happiness.
Yeah.
If you increase it any more than that across those three spectrums there, then the residents start getting a little testy with you and may even move out and stuff, so you want to watch that. But yeah, basically this is my city here, actually, as you can probably tell, and I'm essentially just kind of getting it in a state where it can be sort of self-sufficient. I wanted to get the service vehicles up so that I could send more across the region to both you and eventually to another one of my cities, and also just bring up the population just a smidge more. I was going to try to get up to around 15K or so to be able to build one or more of the department buildings. And that's why I'm right here just going through and making these all high-density streets in an effort to see if they'll sort of upgrade their housing there and bring in some more people.
Excellent.
Yeah, so that's the goal right now. And I got my little water tower over there. Eventually, another thing I wanted to do in this session was to go ahead and replace that with a water pumping station so we could really just get kind of that excess, of sewage and water going. And then, of course, I already have the coal power plant up there cranking it, and we'll add on a couple of stacks to that as well, and essentially finish out this city pretty close, by the end of this session right here. And I think at the beginning of the next playthrough, in the next video here, I'll go ahead and start the second city, which I'll dedicate to mining ore and coal.
Excellent. You going to go for alloys? Is that the plan?
That's what I was thinking, is to do some alloys, since you're covering, as we'll see when we flip over to your city, covering the oil and then eventually, plastics and such, very, very strongly in your city with that massive pile of black gold sitting in your city. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that thing is beautiful. I love oil.
Yeah, dude, it's just bananas over there how much you've got. So I figure I'll pick out a nice, ore and coal city and start cranking out the alloy. And then we can sort of contribute in together to build what we need to get your electronic city really, really shaken, get those processors cranked out, and eventually go all the way up there to the TVs and start cranking out those 60,000 TV units that the Arcology needs, which is just out of control, but working together, I think we can do it. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Something I want to point out, too, at least on NA East 3, the highest selling items that I'm aware of, it goes TVs, computers, processors, and then alloy, respectively. Those are the most money you're going to make.
Yeah, definitely. That's and I don't know if that's across all servers. I'm pretty sure it probably is. I think they probably try to keep that, going there across all servers. But of course, the actual prices are going to vary a little bit. That little fireworks mission right there, I hate that thing. It's ridiculous. It starts fires everywhere, and if you have more than 5 fires, I think, pop up in the city, you fail the mission.
Ooh.
So, in my opinion, it's just not really, a great mission. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who run that sucker and win it, but it seems like every time I tried, I just burned down half my city for no reason. So
yeah, I hear that. I tried it once, and it was utter disaster.
Yeah, exactly, and that's my point. So, I mean, my cousin ran it hilariously, and he did it first try. Like, what's the big deal with this mission, man? It's no problem at all. I just put out all the fires. I'm like, well, you're superhuman then, I guess. I guess that must be it.
That must be
yeah,
it.
he's Aquaman running around or something. I don't know what's happening there, but, whatever. I don't need it. I just figured, the 50K would be great, but, I'd rather just kind of play it safe and not have to worry about my whole town burning down, so.
Yeah, if you really needed some extra funds too, I want to point out you could pay off one of your bonds and then turn around and get that 100K bond since I laid down the Department of Finance. But as this city is mostly done, you probably really don't need any more additional funding.
Yeah, that's exactly my thought there as well. I mean, I'm almost positive, when we go ahead and go into the next city here, I'll probably start off with that 100K bond and that'll be it. That'll start things running just fine. But
it's so huge.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it's so great. I love that bond. But and to anyone who's like, oh, I'll just take out all 3 bonds, A, B, and C, and have 300,000 right at the beginning. Yes, you could do that, but it just, I don't know. Are you really going to blow through that much money at the beginning and then?
I do.
Well, okay, it's true. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
But but you also have to keep in mind, I think that pulls around 2,048-ish out of your hourly income. So you better zone like crazy. Otherwise, you're going to go into the red and you're going to break your city right off the bat.
Yeah, that's a very good point because, if you run out of... Oh, actually, yeah, they're right there. I was just checking the number of workers and number of people in the city. Check that out. 10,319 residents, 1,748 workers. What is wrong with that picture? So that's that dealio where as we switch over to your city here, that's the deal, I think, where they're talking about the population numbers are fudged. There's actually a function in the game called get fudged population, which makes me just giggle maniacally. But it also makes me upset because it means that essentially the number on the screen is lying to you. You don't really have that actual number of population. So you really have to be careful with assuming that you're going to have workers there. That's something I'm really hoping is on the menu for them patching. So we'll see about that in the future.
Yeah, they just released a new patch today, guys, as well, 1.8. It fixes some of the road issues, I guess, with laying roads. Personally, I was kind of hoping that they were going to do something a little more substantial, but I guess I'll take it.
Little by little,
Yeah.
I guess we'll take what little things we can get. They're coming, and as we've said before, eventually, I do believe that this game is going to get to the point where we all wish it was on the day of release. But failing that, at least if they can get it there, in a reasonable amount of time, then it's not going to be a total just bomb. So, and we're having a blast with it so far anyway, and it's only going to get better here if they keep fixing some of these issues, these stuff that needs attention. So, and as you say here, we're back over in Vendetta City here, and he's just continuing out some more zoning and working on his trade empire as per usual.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some more RCI going, mainly because to increase my tax base, just because I'm not really pulling in money that fast. Granted, I do have 2 fully decked out oils, but yeah, still trying to increase that income so I can build out a little faster.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're already going to be, and by the way, I do have to point out here, your city looks beautiful. I just have to say that. I mean, it's it's like this model of efficiency right now, and it's kind of driving me crazy that I didn't do anything like that in my city. So, but you've got a really nice little layout going there right there. Your oil fields look really good, and you're pulling that stuff in. But yeah, you're also only pulling in $14.55 an hour, it seems, right there. So it can hurt, definitely. I mean, if you're exporting oil, of course, and I'm sure you are here, then it's not going to be that detrimental, but you can certainly use some of the space that you have in the city to just get some more RCI income, so why not, right?
Exactly, that, and that's what I was going for. Something else I want to point out too, guys, something I found out actually yesterday. If you link your service roads of your oil fields together, you can put down the additional oil pumps anywhere, as long as it's linked. So like if you see those 2 right there, if I link those together, I could put down oil pumps all along that road from, say, a 3rd oil field. It could be placed literally anywhere across the map. I mean, I could put it on the opposite side of the map. As long as that service road connected up into those 2, I could place my oil wells down there. That's a neat little trick. I just figured that out. I haven't seen too many other people do that, but that would really help you maximize your space, because these things kind of take up a lot of space. But if you were just using service roads, you would be able to get a lot more oil pumps in there, and instead of just, 2 or 3 or 4, you could probably get like 6 or 7.
Right, right. And then really the only limiter for how fast you get the oil out of there is the trucks, right? Because, I mean, the delivery
Correct.
trucks it only takes so much out of there. So if you load the thing up with gobs and gobs and gobs of oil drills and everything, then, eventually it gets to the point where that's going to be saturated. Now, is it though that I was thinking that you could only build like 10 drills per station. Is that not true?
No, that's
Okay.
correct. But the thing is, if you were to say, say I was to put one up there in the top left of the map, if I ran it all the way down here, I could put all the drills right down here.
Oh, okay.
Where
Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. So what we're talking about here then, guys, is putting the actual station somewhere where you can fit it easily, but then using the service road to actually take it out to where the oil is.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, that's really cool, and I hadn't done that yet before, so that's definitely a nice little tip to remember there, and certainly worth incorporating into your design. It's the kind of thing you'd want to plan for from the beginning, to say, I want to put these oil stations, these oil drills over here, but man, these pumping stations kind of suck to be right there, so I'll just, dump them over on this side of the map and make it easy on myself. So
Yeah, if I had this map to do over again, those factories over there on the left-hand side, I would have just put the wells all along that side of the road, and then just run out the service roads, not diagonally, but to the right, and then you'd be able to fit a absolute ton of oil pumps over there.
Yeah, and then that would seem just, like a much more efficient use of space, and definitely, again, something to remember for the future. So very cool. And I see you're running low on water here. I think this is about the time when we're always talking, guys, when we're playing this game together here. Even though we don't live comment here, we do try to keep in touch when we're doing the recordings. And right about here, Vendetta was whining to me, please give more water for the love of God.
Hey, I had buildings shutting down.
So
get with the water.
Happily though, I just placed that water pumping station back over in my city, so we're really just kind of waiting for the synchronization to come through, on the server, and make it so that I'm delivering that much more water to them here. So it'll be not an issue for that much longer, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, you guys can see too, placing this additional 2 lanes of factories, I've already doubled my hourly income, and that was the goal, to get my trade going, get my hourly going, so I can really start to lay out the city.
Yeah, that definitely made a big impact, certainly percentage-wise on your hourly income. And that also just gives you some more leeway to place more service buildings, to place more, like another oil, drilling station like you just did there. Because, of course, every building that you place takes away from your hourly, so you want to pad that a little bit so that you can continue, placing those buildings, like, you're working towards the trade HQ and petroleum HQ here. Those things cost money, so.
Yeah, 400 and actually they're both 400 an hour, and then any additional trade buildings or petroleum HQ buildings also detract from your hourly income, and that really hurts your pocketbook.
Oh yeah, definitely, it can do it. I mean, but it's all that gentle balance, though, for sure. Though, again, I mean, as I think we pointed out, in previous videos for you guys, you can operate kind of borderline in the red, or even very in the red, as long as your trade is supporting you. But in the beginning stages like this, it's nicer to keep your income in a little bit more stable, predictable, area, and just kind of keeps your sanity going, really. I like looking down there and seeing green for at least a little while, and then once you get to the point where you're exporting those really high value, high dollar items, such as alloys and up, like you were saying earlier, then you can sort of afford to let it just sort of drop off a little bit. Also, of course, if you have a nice padding, in your simoleons column there, if you're, sitting on 6 or 7 figures deep of excess funds, then it's not going to be a big deal if you let yourself go red and just live off your trade income for a while there. So flipping back over towards my city here, you might notice it's a little greener than it was before. I plopped some trees, in my neighborhoods and in the barrier between the industry and the actual residential commercial area.
You hippie.
Yeah, I know, right? Can't take me anywhere, right? It's like I'm supposed to be this urban planner, and I can do nothing but build like country club towns. Yeah. No, I did seriously. There was a method to the madness. I promise. It was because I actually looked at the air pollution map at one point,
Yeah.
and for some reason, and I wasn't really sure why, there was some pollution building up over my town. Over the actual residential part of the town, even though the wind map has everything fading off up to the northeast there. So
Yeah.
I started to see it come, and I had a big section of my town where people weren't increasing density on their homes because they said it was just not a healthy area. They were just, I'm sick all the time, yada yada, and land value was going down, so it wasn't really a big thing. So I figured I'd plop in some trees because the trees can actually help reduce air pollution, which is another one of those little tip things you can throw in there.
They also suck up ground pollution as
same
well.
thing.
It causes a little buffer, so excuse me. Yeah, your factories will always give pollution and obviously dirty power like coal. You're graciously blowing that towards my city, so my citizens thank you.
Hey man, I do what I can for you, It's really just because I want to increase the challenge of your city. You're going to be playing that one for a little while longer, so I want to make sure it keeps up to your high standards of challenge that you need to maintain to have a good time with the game. So you're welcome.
Yeah, I'll have to build like a flipping forest to block all the incoming pollution.
Yeah, seriously. Either that or a nice like 8,000 an hour hospital or something, right?
Yeah, just come one, come all. Treat my sick citizens.
Exactly. Well,
going into streetcars, I can see.
Yeah, I decided I wanted to go ahead and do this. I mean, really, with only 10,000 citizens, was it absolutely necessary to put this in right now? Probably not. But since I'm pulling down 10K an hour, I figured why not go ahead and get it done now? Just go ahead and start relieving some of that traffic, and put myself in a position to grow. And I certainly wanted the streetcars, at some point.
Yeah, streetcars.
So because they're just killer. So might as well just bump them up and really get some really good work going in the city there as far as transportation goes. And then obviously we'll move on to buses and the bus terminal and stuff as soon as we get the Department of Transportation down, which I think we'll have in the next video there for you. But yeah, again, guys, if you're not using streetcars, wake up! Wow, get on the stick.
Please do.
Because these are so key to keeping yourself from just pulling your hair out with traffic problems. So here I'm realizing I hadn't turned on accept global market deliveries for the power plant. So
all shame on you.
Yeah, it was my bad. And notice how it does cut the power in half, cut power generation in half.
It does. When you run low on coal, it lowers the production rate of your the efficiency production rate of your power plant by half.
Exactly. It's half as powerful, and that certainly sucks. I mean, right now, it's not hurting us that bad because our cities aren't in any sort of shape where, we're using anywhere close to the amount of power that the thing's putting out. But if that were to happen later,
that would be a serious problem.
Yeah, I could shut down an entire city if I'm trying to share that power out to the whole city. So very key to get that done. I just forgotten about it, but happily the game is nice enough to remind you with that playful orange tag on the lightning bolt down there. So I'm just placing a few streetcar stops now and making sure that we're having adequate coverage. And unlike the bus stops, these just go right in the center of the street, so you don't have to worry about placing multiples on these. So it's kind of nice that way. You just want to make sure you have nice solid green coverage, or at least fading green coverage.
Something interesting as well that I've seen personally with the streetcars is on your city design here, you really should have used more avenues, because the Sims will only walk, I believe, about 200 meters to the streetcars. So you're not really getting optimal streetcar coverage right here. I think it would probably behoove players to run avenues like through your residential if you can. Otherwise, the streetcars just aren't going to be as effective.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And again, if this was going to be like a higher concentration or higher population city, yeah, it's right there. We got the coal delivery, and bam, power goes right back up to what it's supposed to be. So that's good. But again, yeah. So as Vendetta was saying, though, if I was going to stick in this city for a while and really try to grow it huge, I really should have had more avenue construction. But in this stage right here, these will work fine for now, and then what you can do later is if you combine the streetcars with buses, then the Sims will board a bus, in the residential area and take it to a streetcar, to a stop that's near a streetcar station, and then board that to get where they're going. So you can kind of double up on the services a little bit, but as it stands right now, there's a large portion of the population that isn't quite making use of that stuff. So yeah, that is sort of a bummer, but
yeah, it's okay with, like you said, it's okay with the slow pop here, but just keep that in mind, guys. If you're going for higher population, you really have to think about where you're going to plan your avenues. That's really going to be key to an effective streetcar system. So
yeah, definitely. And this guy here, or this gal here, wants me to build a recycling plant. I just go ahead and accept this quest. I don't know if I'm actually going to get to it at this point, but why not? I wanted to look at a couple of the maps. I notice I have like one unhappy person there, and he's just closed for the day, and that's why he's unhappy. I really don't understand it. Everyone's like neon glowing Incredible Hulk green around him, except that guy. Like,
he must be from Europe. They're taking, what do they call that? Holiday?
Holiday, yeah. And yet he's ticked about it. What's going on with that? You know? So,
I'm on holiday.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of our European viewers, tell us what's going on with that. Why is that guy upset?
Yeah. Not to offend you guys, I love Europe and Europeans. It's just you guys take long vacations, and we're not so fortunate here in America.
Yeah, if anything, we're jealous. Seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I got 6 weeks vacation a year. That's awesome.
My gosh, 6-week vacation. I would cry.
Yeah.
Vendetta and I both have full-time jobs, guys. So we just do this stuff here for fun and to give you guys some fun content and everything. But yeah, believe me, we do not have 6 weeks vacation. That would be awesome if we did.
No.
I would certainly make use of it. So.
It would.
But flashing back over to your city here, got a couple rubbles and a little bit of
some fire.
Yeah, a little bit of fire happening here.
I don't have a fire station at this point. I elected instead to get more oil.
Oh,
because here's my thought process behind it. I was
please
like,
tell me the thought process, because I want to hear how neglecting to build a fire station is okay because we have more oil.
Well, because I was like, I'm only pulling down 4,000 an hour, and I was like, well, I could build a fire station, but that's going to take at least 400 an hour, actually more if you plot multiple trucks. I was like, or I could go ahead and put another oil pumping station down and make more money. I like money, so that's what I went with.
Oh, seriously. Is your last name Shell or like BP or something? I don't know what's going on. That is an excellent oil tycoon reasoning process right there. These factories and homes and stuff may burn to the ground, but you know what? I don't really feel like paying for a fire station. I want more cash, so screw them. Someone else will.
Yeah, just call me BP.
Exactly. No, hey, you know what? It works, guys. Do what you got to do here. You want to make some money and become the tycoon here. If the buildings burn down, whatever, they'll build more.
Yeah, they'll build another one. Just bulldoze that down. They're not scared. They'll just build another one.
You are certainly going for mayor of the year here for sure.
Hey, they're happy. You see that smiley face down there?
That's just because they're stupid. But that's okay. We're not blaming them. That's all right. Oh, okay. So you did want to put a little bit more. You do have a fire station there. You just didn't want to upgrade it anymore.
Yeah. I like my money.
I hear you. I like it too. Don't worry. You're going to be swimming in it here before too long with this trade city you got going here, but.
Oh, I know. I'm just letting it burn. I think they were complaining about traffic here too, which I'm on the traffic layout so you guys can see. I don't know what their problem is.
Yeah, sometimes, as we've seen, the Sims just like to complain. You can't keep them 100% happy all the time. So sometimes I swear they just make something up.
Sounds like my girlfriend.
Exactly, right? Totally unpleasable. That's the way it is. Don't worry, I won't tell anybody.
Yeah. I'll just tell the internet. You guys will keep it a secret, right?
You can trust them. Shh, it's fine. Oh, Lord.
I hope she doesn't watch
Yeah, no
this.
doubt, right? Yeah. Oh, so anyway, I think we're probably winding down here before too long, I think. But, well, we got a little bit left here for sure. But I did actually want to bring up one other thing too, guys. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you probably bought the game or you're considering buying the game. And if you have bought the game or you're considering getting it, make sure you take advantage of EA's... oh, yeah, you need to bump your taxes up there, sir.
Yeah, I just realized that. I looked at that and I was like, oh crap. I was like, I totally forgot to adjust my
Yeah, you
taxes.
can definitely do that here. So you're going 11, 10, 9. Yeah, you can actually go one higher. So yeah, you have to take care of that when you bump back in. But anyway, yeah, again, guys, make sure you take advantage of that as part of the whole debacle with the launch of this game, and as an apology, you know, to the players out there, and a thank you to the fans that have remained loyal. EA is giving away a game, and you should have already gotten an email about it if you've activated your game online. So, you know, definitely check that out. I think you only have till the 25th to pick your game on Origin, but they have some pretty decent titles up there, some A-list stuff, you know.
Yeah, they have Mass Effect 3 is one, Battlefield 3 is another, Dead Space 3. They seem like games with 3, and SimCity 4
the third Revenge of 3's cubed, I think.
The third time I did that one thing.
After I had already done it twice, that one. Yeah, that's in there. But no, seriously though, guys, I mean, it's worth it. Go get it, you know. And to be perfectly honest, even if you don't want any of the games that they're offering, you know, take it anyway. You know, it's free. You know, it's $60 or whatever that you don't have to spend, so you might as well do it. You know, who knows? Maybe you'll want to play it someday. But log into your Origin and check it out. A big banner thing should pop right in front of your face right when you do it anyway to tell you, hey, you know, sorry about all that.
Yeah, I was a little salty personally because I owned like 4 out of the frickin' 7 games they had.
Yeah.
And from what Lucy said on Twitter, we were supposed to be able to pick any game in the library. That is not 5 games is not any game in the library of EA.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, there was a little bit of confusion there for sure about, or you know, whatever, about what we were going to be given. And honestly, when I first read that message and it said, you know, any game from the EA library, I was really skeptical that that was going to be, you know, truth. But yeah, but it ended up though. Still, at least they did again put some A-list stuff on there. I mean, yeah, they have like, you know, Plants vs Zombies on there and Bejeweled, which I found was that's hilarious. Why? But whatever. Yeah. I'm sure some folks like it, but it didn't seem to be along the same caliber as, say, you know, Dead Space 3. You know. You know, but still, whatever. They put some stuff up there for everybody. But yeah, it is kind of a limited selections. But why not? You know, go pick up something that you don't have, or get it yourself and then gift it to somebody or something if you already do. I mean, there's always options, guys. So anyway, just wanted to cover that. Make sure you guys take care of it. But so.
Something else I want to bring up, you guys may or may not know, but the CEO of EA, John Riccitiello, stepped down.
Yeah.
I think the other day.
That's very true. Yeah, as again, a part of this. So apparently, you know, EA, hopefully, cross your fingers, learning a couple lessons.
Yeah, this is the same guy, you know, responsible for like day one DRM,
DLC,
or not DRM,
DLC,
DLC. Yeah, but also online DRM, and you know, the same guy I believe who said that he hasn't greenlit a single player game, which I'm not a fan of, but hey, I don't work at EA, so
yeah, no doubt, seriously. I mean, there's plenty of reasons why to, you know, to be a little skeptical. Ooh, wow, look at that little wave of unhappiness. Oh well, that happens.
Yeah.
Like,
I want oil.
Screw it, move out if you don't want. Oh, there's the Catsrillis residence again. They keep building. Yeah, they just have, you know, have buildings.
I don't even read those. I just look at the graphics.
You know, I normally don't read them either, but it's just kind of funny that it's the second time in like 2 videos or 3 videos that I just looked up.
Oh, here's that trick I was telling you guys about. I guess I did figure it out in this one. I forgot about this. See how I linked up my service roads? And see, look, you know, the thing is way up there, but I'm placing it down there, and it still flows. It works beautifully.
That is a cool trick. Yeah, I like that a lot, too, because that way you don't have to worry about peppering that land right there behind your trade depot with wells. You could put other stuff back there, no problem, and just, I mean, you're not going to develop that area going right up towards the river right there anyway, so who cares?
Well, actually, I'm going to put a trade port over there because that's the only water coming in.
Oh, yeah. Well, for sure you want to use that. But as far as, like, you're not going to put houses or anything over there. So might as well just put some pumps over there and be done with it, you know?
Exactly. So you guys can see also, my city started to go vertical. Got some nice row of apartments in there. So they're starting to increase their density. I think I kept everything medium density roads for this, adding a little more fire. You can see with adjusting my taxes as well, I've also increased my RCI tax revenue quite a bit from when we started.
Yeah, it's definitely much higher now, which is really good. So I mean, that you were at, what, 1,400 and something, and now you're at 7,600.
Right, with 4 oil fields, I should also point out. So yeah, I'm making bank.
That is, yeah, that's excellent. That's the kind of thing you want to have here. So plenty of money coming in per hour, and also plenty of money coming in just for the oil exports as well. So he set himself up, guys, to be a really good start here for, you know, an electronic city. And again, as soon as I start my next city in the next video and start pulling in the ore and the coal and start cranking in some alloy here, then we'll be off to the races as far as getting the electronics going and building towards that Arcology. So
yeah, in case you guys missed it, I also did plop my petroleum HQ. That's to get the refinery division so I can start making fuel and plastic. Actually, it's just going to be fuel because that's worth 21,000 per 1,000, and plastic is, I think, only worth like 10 or 12. And
yeah, I think
so. Obviously, it makes more sense to go with fuel.
Yeah, I think it is 12 or so, or at least it was last time I was building plastic, because I think I was buying plastic the last time I was messing with it. But you know, still, now is that little icon right there? Are they wanting you to do a trade port? Is that what they're beefing about right there? Or?
In
No,
in the
right there on your trade depot. I think he's probably wanting, because that's the trade icon that.
Yeah, sometimes they actually want you to import stuff. Other times, yeah, they'll ask you to build a trade HQ. So it just kind of depends. I don't think I actually clicked on them.
Yeah, sometimes those just sort of become invisible, those little bubbles. You're used to seeing them so much, you just don't even worry about it. They just blend into the background for like an age. But still, you know, might as well use it. You know, every once in a while I'll go ahead and click them, just because sometimes they give you like a nice little quest for cash as well, which is always really nice. Especially like my favorite mission, you know, which we did last video, is the trash mission. God, I love that thing.
I actually get achieve. I think it's coming up here where it says, like, you know, collect like 200 tons of garbage or whatever it is, and I kind of laugh because you're providing all my garbage, yet I got the achievement.
Hey, you're welcome. You know, I want to make sure that I fill out your origin achievements with all the crap that I pay for. So that's big for me.
Perfect.
I'm doing what I can to help you out. So now I see you are working towards that daily goal on your petroleum HQ on the certain amount of exports before you can build the next like add-on to that over there. It's like 160,000 barrels or something like that, or 160,000 in profit you have to make in a day. Is that what that's up to now?
Yeah, that's what that's going for. Right here, my oil production has stopped because I don't know what, they were like asleep at the job or something, but my fuel was oil was full. Yeah. And so like once the storage is full, they just shut down, which is bad. They have the trade fix they put in the other day, for the most part, from what I can tell, has really worked. Trade seems to flow a lot better. You guys can see those things, their oil pumps are I just decided to blow that up because I'm gonna move out a little bit here.
Oh, okay, you're gonna make yourself a little bit more of a...
Yeah, I wanted to zone some more of this land because I have a lot of empty land.
Indeed, yeah.
And I couldn't figure out why that intersection was there, and that was because it was medium. I was like, what's going on?
It'll keep you on your toes sometimes. I mean, you definitely got to watch it, or especially if you get those little intersections that aren't really intersections. You have two roads coming together, and they look from a distance like they're connected, but they're totally not.
Yeah, I hate that. It's like literally like a 1x1 tile of not connected road.
Yeah, that'll get you every single time. So yeah, and your citizens there generally don't like the trade depots. I don't think it negatively impacts their happiness right away, but it does lower land value if I'm not mistaken. If they sit there long enough.
Screw 'em.
But again, you're going for kind of low wealth, you know, industrial production trade city here. Yeah,
there it is.
There you go. Yeah, you're welcome, dude.
Thanks, man.
I do what I can for you.
I decided to bulldoze that other trade depot because it was just in the way, and I wanted to again extend that out. And I built an additional trade depot in order to try to get the exports out faster, so I could hit that 160K mark. So that's what's going on.
Yeah,
there.
and I think that's probably the biggest barrier that a lot of people have come across. I know just in talking to some people about the game and forums and such, or people were having a problem figuring out trade and hitting those landmarks, you know, where you can actually build the different divisions and such. That's really the key, guys. You just have to build multiple trade depots. And sometimes you even have to store up all the material for, like, you know, say you have 3 or 4 trade depots. If you're trading out something like oil or coal or ore or something that doesn't sell for all that much, sometimes you can just, you know, tell the trade depots to do that use locally option, and they'll just store it all. And then once they've got it all full or pretty close to full, you can turn on exporting, and they'll all just go. Like, if you're having a problem completing it in a month, then store it up and then wait till the very, very beginning of the next month, and then just instantly start exporting all of it. And a lot of the times that'll help you hit those little milestones. That helped me a lot, actually, with the you know, the processors. I think it was, when I was doing Electronic City. That was huge. I had to do that just because I could not get enough out the door with the number of trade depots and ports that I had.
Yeah, I agree. It's been really tricky. Some people have really, or you know, at least our friends have really struggled with that. They didn't quite understand the trade and how it worked. And I'm like, you just have to build more. And they're like, well, what do you mean? I was like, you have to build more trade depots. You have to push more product out the door as fast as you can. That's how you hit those. Because it would be a lot easier if the oil price was higher, but since it's so low, you have to go more volumetrically. So that's how you solve that problem.
Yeah, exactly. That is the absolute keystone to doing this. And here you're getting another little quest. Provide more jobs, provide more houses. Sometimes I get that one, and it instantly just completes.
Yeah, I think I plopped the trade headquarters, and they're like, okay, we'll work here.
Yeah, and there is supposed to be some bias on city buildings and stuff as far as where your Sims will go to work. Yeah, here you are plopping the HQ right now. So, yeah, they're supposed to pop over to those newly placed, you know, buildings that you put down faster than they do standard commercial and industrial places too. So that helps those buildings open up quicker for you guys as well. And that's a nice little addition that I saw that they put in too. So, but I think
that's gonna wrap things up.
I think we are getting to it here. So, guys, we'll call it there. And like I said, next time we'll probably move into further development of the Electronica city here, and then a new city for yours truly to start pulling up those extra resources we need and show you how to move into that kind of second tier resource gathering and selling stuff. But check out the links below here, guys, for some of the stuff you might have missed at the beginning of this series, or our tips series there as well, and or some other stuff. And let us know what you guys think. Smack that like button if you like it, and we'll see you guys soon. Take it easy.